It's a Chasin' the Sun first, with a big boat headed to big depths. Captain Justin and crew head further offshore than ever before to see what the Gulf's deep blue bottom has to offer.
Right now we're sitting about 70 miles off the coast of Panama City Beach.
They're on it. They're on it now.
It's all dolphins. Ton of little mahis there. Actually, they're not too bad. Man, it's crazy. We pull up. This pad has only been out here for a couple months, and it's already accumulated this much life. It's a little baby blackfin, just the right size for the live well. 1,400 feet of water. You hit the bottom. Oh, there's a bite. That's a good one too.
Oh, I think Jake found the real one.
Holy cow! What is that?
That is
oh my
a
God!
monster.
Yeah, look at that!
Chasin' the Sun is brought to you by Holiday Inn Resort, Panama City Beach. Humminbird, simply, clearly better. Dulce Vida Tequila. Grundy's, we are fishing. And by Pirates Cove Marina, you enjoy the Gulf, we'll take care of the rest.
If you're an adventure-spirited kind of person or an outdoors person or a fisherman especially.
All right, let's go. I love watching these four motors fire up.
Like, to me, anytime you have a chance to do something new, you need to try it out. Because if you don't know what it's going to be like.
All right, we got something completely different today here on Chasin' the Sun. We're gonna go way offshore. We got a bigger boat. We got a 43 Everglades here. I called up my buddy Jeremy Mullis. He's a professional offshore captain here in Panama City Beach. Got my cousin Brent over here and Jake. And we're gonna run out here to some of these fads. And you may say, well, what's a fad? It's a fish aggregating device, fish attracting device, same thing. But these fads were actually built for people like us to go fish.
So what you need to understand is that life is on the bottom of the ocean and on the surface of the ocean. And there's a great desert of the in-between which fish live in. What is lacking anytime you're out in the middle of the ocean is the middle ground attracting.
I can see the fad up there.
The fish aggregating devices or fish attracting devices in other parts of the world. And so these are apparatuses that are engineered to maintain in the current and hurricanes and the whole 9 yards. There happens to be some new ones up here in the upper Gulf that you can get to if you got the right boat or have the right charter captain.
We're pulling up here to our first waypoint, which is the northeasternmost fad that's been placed out here around the DeSoto Canyon. It sits in approximately 1,650 feet of water. It's on a slightly mud bottom. It's fairly flat. We're hoping it's holding some pelagic fish and some bait. It's kind of early in the year, but somebody's got to be the first one to come out here and look.
I didn't have a lot of expectations of life on there, but especially with colder water, So again, this is February. When we pull up on this first fad, we're like, oh, there's something there. I thought it was bait or something like some hardtails or something. And they start coming up to the boat.
All
They're
right.
on it. They're on it now.
Fish on.
It's all dolphin.
Wow.
Look at that. A ton of little mahis there. Actually, they're not too bad either.
Look at all those fish tacos.
Holy cow, there is a pile of them too.
Oh my
There is
goodness.
some nice ones in there.
All right. Well, we're going to put the first one in the boat. Oh, I guess we're not.
Hey, those are the first mahis anybody in Panama City Beach has caught this year. I guarantee
That's
that.
right. Yeah, it looks like we could have some fun here, guys.
And the water, by our terms, is really cold. It's 66 degrees, 65 degrees. This was the last thing we expected to see when we put up on this new fad out here. But the good news is, there's mahis everywhere.
Trying to get one to bite's not that difficult. If they're on, they're on.
Look how fast I'm reeling this thing.
You can't get it away from
No,
them.
you can't.
They'll bite pretty much any lure, any bait, doesn't really matter. If it moves and it looks like food, they'll eat it.
Woo! 3 on at one time.
I mean, literally, as soon as that thing hits the water, you can reel it as fast as you want, and you can't get it away from them. They are definitely hungry.
38 pounds
Yeah.
and less is less than a year old. You guys know that about mahi? It's one of the fastest
Crazy.
growing fish in the ocean.
Imagine
At
that.
24 inches, like 3 months old.
February and March, we're waiting on that magic number of 70 degrees. Your water temp comes up, everything starts happening. So any good schools of fish before that are just an extra blessing. It's exciting. I mean, none of them are huge, but they're here. So, a lot of fun.
We wanted to leave some because hopefully we'll ride back out there in a few weeks and that fish will already be noticeably bigger.
So pretty. There's a blue one.
Oh, friend. Man, that's crazy. We pull up. This fad has only been out here for a couple months, and it's already accumulated this much life.
It is. It just proves how effective these are at gathering life and giving you something, a target to go to, where your average angler can have a spot picked out on his chart where to go and have success.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree, because most people, that's the intimidating part, is to run out here in this open water and without having a starting point.
Not a sight in the around. There's no landmark, and this gives you a spot to start and a high chance of success right off the bat.
And we'll let you take us on down to another one and see what's down there.
Outstanding. Let's do it.
Hey, what happened? Something happened over here.
A separate rod.
Look at that tuna shake right there, boy.
Right now we're sitting about 70 miles off the coast of Panama City Beach. And this, on days like today, it's a really easy ride out here, but these seas can kick up pretty quick and get rough. So that's why we wanted to be on a really big boat with an experienced crew. That's why I called some of the best guys around here to jump on the boat with me today.
It wasn't really a planned trip. It was one of those things, and sorry, that's why we didn't invite you.
Yeah, well, I was
it's a little bit of a drive.
I was just driving by,
for
going
Travis
somewhere.
to get over here. I was wanting to go try this deep dropping stuff because I know a friend of mine, Jeremy Mullis, has been doing a lot of it.
Do a little jigging, a little trying up here, and see if we can't figure out what these.
Fish the surface.
Yep,
Nobody's there, we'll fish a little deeper.
that's right.
Nobody's there, we'll go somewhere else and fish all the way down.
That's exactly the plan.
So the other part of that was we knew these new fads were out there.
So the fads, fish tracking devices, are super cool. You don't necessarily have to go out there for days on end and float around and figure out what's going on. You can drive in your center console.
All right, we got a hook up here.
Day trip it, which is just a game changer, y'all.
That is an Almaco. Tall body, taller dorsal fin, short. I will say for now, let's throw a couple of these in the live well.
So I would say for the most part, from the shoreline out to 3 miles, just sand. Now from there out to maybe, I don't know, 250, 300 feet of water, you have a lot of that. A mix of sand, shell, limestone, corals, all that. So that's all mixed through there.
And there's several shelves across the upper Gulf that we can access within state waters, and that's what makes snapper and the triggerfish and the redfish and everything so crazy up here, is because it has a bunch of natural live bottom with a little relief, but huge areas that'll hold big fish.
I always think fish want some type of cover, some shelter, and they want food. And if you find somewhere that has both of those things,
With good water quality.
yeah, if they can be comfortable, they're like us. We just want to be comfortable.
Yeah,
Hey, if you find some nice shelter with really good food, you're gonna find me and Travis there.
we're taking a nap. I'm getting that one too.
So Jeremy runs a private sport fisher here for a good friend of ours, and he, he's got a full-time deckhand on there.
Jake jumped at the opportunity because he normally doesn't get to do it actual fishing. He's helping other people fish, rigging their lines, untangling their lines.
What is that? That's a little blackfin. Ha! A little baby blackfin.
Couple of drops, we started to find these blackfin tuna. Not the biggest blackfin tuna.
Just the right size for the live well.
Awesome to catch, so much fun. Yeah, so I just got to work catching them. I started using a slow pitch jigging rod, using a vertical jig, mahi colored, which turned out to be perfect since we were already catching some over on the other fad. Unluckily for Justin, I only brought one of those on the boat, and it seemed to work out great. Every drop, those blackfin were all over him.
He hands me a big flat jig, and I was like, oh, okay. I was actually thinking, well, these fish aren't very deep. Jake's trying to give me the advantage here. He's got me something that's gonna sink real slow. Nah.
Total sabotage.
No, yeah.
Total sabotage.
He knows what he's doing.
Jake has got the winning combination.
So I'm fishing side by side, trying to mimic exactly the action he's doing, and trust me, we are same speed, working. Jake every time.
What pound leader are you fishing with there, Jake?
That's a sharp dude because he's going to be on TV. He's got to look like a winner at least once.
That's right.
I wonder if they're eating like needlefish or some kind of long, skinny ballyhoo or something. Or that short, fat jig on that, they won't hardly touch it.
Hey, what happened? Something happened over here.
A separate rod.
Look at that tuna shake right there, boy.
Ah, mine came off. Of course.
Inshore, the only blackfins we catch are big ones, like 30-pounders.
Mm-hmm.
And these were all smaller, like 5-pounders. But I think it's one of those things where there's just tons of them further offshore.
Yep, and nobody gets
And
to
then by the
it's
time
nursery.
they kind of work their way in, they're big.
These tunas, you can see they have like indentions in their bodies. If you take that pec fin, it will lay inside that tiny little indention where it's perfectly smooth. It's the same thing with his dorsal fin. Everything folds down. So when he's cruising, he can fold all that down. And you talk about hydrodynamic, it's like a bullet shooting through the water.
So out there, eating natural forage, you know, the live baits that are swimming around, you know,
Yeah, they're small.
they're small. That's all the fry stuff that, you know, lives way out there deep until it grows up.
Little skip jug, yeah.
The nursery. And pretty much the Gulf is the tuna nursery for the world. I mean, bluefins and yellowfins, that's the hot spot.
Had no idea what we were gonna see out here. First fad, nothing but mahis. Second one we come to, nothing but blackfins.
Many of those pelagic species will go to the surface to increase their metabolism so they can digest the food that they've eaten down lower and go back in and eat more. And sometimes you'll see those tunas up on top and they're just skidding along just under the surface and they won't bite anything. It's because they're already full. They're trying to warm up to digest what they've eaten.
Yeah, they're all just watching now.
Yeah. Window shopping. Game is over. I dropped back and hit the bottom, and as soon as it hit the bottom the second time, it bounced.
We don't have any idea what kind of fish it is, but
See that rod load up a little bit and you know he's on there? It's just fun.
once it's hanging, you're going to come back to the reel and then just put it in free spool and let it go.
Let her go.
So on kind of the last part of our trip, we decided to do a little bit of deep dropping for tilefish. And that's something nobody else on the boat had really done before.
1,400 feet of water. We're gonna get this big 5-pound weight to hit the bottom.
If you're out there and you've got your mahi and you've got your tuna, and it's halfway through the day and you're like 2 hours from home and we got 4 more hours of daylight, we're not really planning on leaving yet. What do? Go to the bottom, grocery store, that's what we call it.
Using electric reels, 5 pounds plus of lead, dropping multiple hook rigs all the way to the bottom, and waiting for a bite.
See that rod tip, that's trying to get the lead out of the mud, and you'll feel it right when it comes out of the mud. Oh, right there.
Bingo, you got a bingo over here.
What?
He hit bottom.
Oh, we hit bottom.
It's like a victory in itself.
There's a lot of anticipation on the bite. Jake, did you use up all your luck on the tuna? You're always wondering what's on the line, how big is it?
When y'all do this, Jeremy, do you try to drift to like cover water, or do you want to hold up?
It's not like your standard bottom fishing where
Yeah.
you're fishing a structure
Yeah.
that's holding the fish. They're just scattered out across this mud, and when you find a concentration of them, then you'll start trying to hold up and make drifts back through the same area and fish it at a slower pace. But until you find where they're holding, covering ground is actually a bonus.
Oh, there's a bite. Or it could be drag.
Oh, that's a bite, I believe.
I did drop back and hit the bottom.
Do something constructive.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a fish.
Oh,
There
yeah.
he is. That's a fish.
I'm not gonna lie, I've always kind of knocked the whole deep dropping thing with electrics because I was like, wait, you're just pushing a lever forward.
It's time and place.
I agree.
I dropped back and hit the bottom, and as soon as it hit the bottom the second time, it
Now,
bounced.
we don't have any idea what kind of fish
No.
it is, but
See that rod load up a little bit and you know he's on there? It's just fun.
and it takes a long time to get down there. It takes even longer to get up.
Could it be the first ever Chasing the Sun tile fish?
We were so excited. It was just way more fun than I had planned.
It's a big old tile fish. Holy cow.
I mean, and a golden tilefish tastes so good.
Oh, hold on, y'all, we got each other. Jake, give me some slack. There we go. Yeah, we got him. The towel. That's a good one too.
Yeah, that is a good one.
It's the biggest one I've ever caught. Look at that. That's so cool. It's my first tile fish ever. And this is called a golden tile fish. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. Look at the colors on that. That is so cool. Yeah, there's your bite. Real. Brent's on, baby!
There you go, Jake.
The anticipation. It's kind of fun, though.
You really could finish a sandwich while your fish is coming up. Oh my goodness. Fish in the boat, maybe.
And Jake's got a really nice tile fish on this side.
It's got like a pink tint to it, kind of.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful, cool fish.
This is part of the experiential fishing. Since I wasn't there, you know, I didn't have the ability to claim the biggest fish.
I see a fish. It looks tiley.
And Justin, he's actually just happy that he's catching fish.
Dang it, man.
Well, honestly, I thought the ones I was catching were really big.
Jeremy, I think you found the tile fish.
Well, that's the thing with the liberal limits too. The reason why they are is because everything that comes from 1,000 feet is going in the box.
That's true.
You can't release these fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope y'all are hungry. We got some meat.
So we're fishing for these, knowing that we're going to keep them, which is why, hey, nice size. I know they're great eating. I'm excited about that.
Pulling a lot of drag, you can tell it's a, quality fish coming up. That 1,000 foot's a long wait though.
When a tilefish comes up, it's not like he's pulling away.
Yeah.
He just kind of folds sideways and fights to the pull.
Yeah.
Watch it out.
Oh, I think Jake found the real one.
Turned and started digging. I was like, that's got to be something different on there.
All right, if it's a big grouper, I'm gonna grab him by his jaw. Oh, it's big, whatever it is. Holy cow, what is that?
That is
Oh my God.
a monster.
Chasing the Sun has been brought to you by Minn Kota. Half pitch tackle. Get out there. Fish Monkey Performance Fishing Gloves. Panama City Inshore. These guys can fish. And by Visit Panama City Beach. Real fun beach. The term hard bottom has many nicknames, but they all basically mean the same thing. It's home to life.
Swiss cheese, scraggle, there's lots of names for hard bottom. Limestone outcroppings, your ancient coral reefs, that sort of thing. And it has a lot of holes in it. Lots of little nooks and crannies, spaces for fish, either juveniles to hide in, places for things to grow out of. So that's where you get the Swiss cheese from. Swiss cheese houses a lot of fish.
So how does the hard bottom work out there? Is it just randomly scattered out, or is it run in lines?
It depends on the region.
Sand gaps in it?
So off of Panama City Beach, it kind of drops off pretty quickly. So we sample in between 50 and 150 feet of water typically, but our mapping is also randomly done. So, we've only mapped about 10% of our region. I mean, there's a lot out there and it's hard to actually go out and survey it all.
With much of the Gulf's hard bottom spots still secret, it's not a wonder fishermen never tell you where they've been.
By far the heaviest load up we've had yet.
Honestly, whatever he had on the rod, I didn't think it was going to be a tilefish.
All right, if it's a big grouper, I'm gonna grab him by his jaw.
I'm gonna guess it's not a grouper. He would have been floating.
Oh, it's big, whatever it is. Holy cow, what is that?
That is
Oh my
a
God.
monster tilefish.
What?
And everybody's like, that's the biggest tilefish we've ever seen.
Are you kidding? Hey, man, right on. Oh, look, you got 2 hooks in his face, too.
That's why it's so big. Honestly, I thought it was a grouper when it came up. The way it was so big.
How much you think he weighs there, Jake?
25?
Dude, look at that.
20 feet.
Every bit of it.
The beautiful thing about ending the day on deep dropping, it is the grocery store. It's really hard to not do good that way.
Well, Jeremy, that was a fun day.
Thank you.
We found the mahi, the blackfin tunas.
The tilefish were very large and plentiful. They bit really well today. It was a very good bite of tilefish.
Everything went right, and the fish that we were going to bring home to eat ended up being bigger and more fun to catch than I had expected.
Now let's go find somebody to clean these for us, grill a few up.
Yeah, I got a phone number for a boat
All right.
washer and a fish cleaner.
All right.
There we go.
Call it a day,
You're
guys.
buying. You're buying.
Good job.
When you pull it all together, and I actually take that fillet, that beautiful, beautiful white fillet, to me, it's all those memories that were made or put together and come together at one time. And then to get to, serve that to your family and sit down together and eat and all that, it's just, to me, that just completes the whole deal.
I mean, experiential fishing, that's what it's about.